Transformers of Eternia.
You're watching Transformers of Eternia. Now today I wanted to talk about the recent reveal of Slipstream. They revealed quite a bit, but Slipstream is the one that I want to focus on in this video. I just wanted to give my thoughts on the new Slipstream and Slipstream in general. But before I do that, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and hit that subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this. And thank you for checking out my channel. Now back to the show. Okay, so here's Slipstream and her poses that they put her in at the show or wherever they revealed her at anyway. And she's interesting because I was kind of hoping that we would get a Voyager scale Slipstream seeker jet of some kind. I don't know if I don't think it should be the seekers like we've gotten with Starscream, Thundercracker, Skywarp, and all that. But I'm thinking maybe she should have like a slender seeker that's Voyager scale, because that would be my favorite. So I'm just going to get that out of the way right away, just saying that out openly, that's what I was kind of wanting, because Slipstream is a character that I've always thought looked great. I really enjoy the idea of a female seeker amongst all the seekers. That's just cool. I don't know why, I just think that's so cool. And her colors are freaking awesome. I always loved her colors and the way she looked. And I just think that she's such an interesting looking character that I think they should give her better designs, or give her own mold anyway. But these are some cool pictures and everything. And the no rays do not go on her arms like a regular seeker would have. Unfortunately, that fin is not removable that's on her arm. So that sucks. Because that was one of my biggest problems when I seen her. I was like, you're going to hold your guns, really? Your no rays should be on your arms because you're basically a seeker. So that's what kind of drove me nuts a little bit. Of course, they use the Windblade mold and everything. So I obviously could see that. And I think she looks kind of cool just because I'm a Slipstream fan. And a lot of the reveals that they came out with for that were kind of repaints and all that stuff. I mean, there was an Optimus Prime that's not a repaint and everything, but that's a deluxe Optimus Prime, and it's more like the G1 toy. But this Slipstream was the most interesting to me because that's the only one that I would actually think about buying out of that, because I already have the leader sound wave that's coming out. I already have that sound wave twice, so I'm kind of done with that sound wave. I'm glad they're putting it out for everyone else to get though. But Slipstream just looks interesting. I just wish the wings were not the hover like the Windblade things with the wind, like the fans on the wings or whatever. And I just wish that they would have done more, like the cockpit being on her chest would have been really nice, because that little painted little diamond window there, that's what it looks like. It looks like jewelry on her clothing or something, for that little bluish greenish color thing. Anyway, that's just interesting. But like those fins that you could see right there, those actual fins that are on her arms, those are part of the mold and they do not come out. I tried on my Windblade and they do not come out. So no arm, no ray. And here's the jet mode and everything. The jet mode was not super great on Windblade. I have Windblade, but I mean, it's not super great on this either. This is just kind of it just fits the agenda of making sure that this is a jet, but it just barely does. But unfortunately, that's what we're gonna get. I guess they're going to have to do a repaint for this. They got to make their money back from the Windblade mold, so they do a remold and they have a different character. You know how it is. If you're a Transformers collector, you've been through this, you've seen this 100 times, so we're all kind of used to that. That's just the way it goes. Hasbro likes to do this. But I really kind of wish that this was a Voyager scale to kind of fit in with the other Seekers, because she is a very cool character. And I really started to really like her when she was on Transformers Animated. And I just think that ever since then, she should be more of a character that kind of stands out. Now, here she is in her box. Obviously, the same kind of thing. Just another, it's just the Windblade. Just got a new box, got a new paint job, you know. I mean, she's got a different head. I shouldn't complain too much. She's got a different head. So she does actually look like she does actually look like Slipstream in the face anyway. But just it's kind of boring to kind of see all this, it's just kind of just I don't know. I don't know why I picked Slipstream to talk about, but I think she was the most interesting of all the repaints that they're coming out with, because she's just a character that we really don't get a lot, and I really would like to have a Slipstream. So it's like I'm kind of torn here, and I feel like I should talk about it because I really like Slipstream. So here you could see the comparison, Windblade and Slipstream. Obviously the head is different, and there's a different paint job, but there's not a lot different. I mean, obviously there's not the sword, and she comes with null rays instead of the sword, and she doesn't have them on here, but anyway, it's just kind of it's not very great of a repaint even. It's just like I said, that cockpit not being on the chest like every Seeker usually has is really irritating for me to see, because that's kind of like a main trait of Seekers, especially Windblade. She does have, or I shouldn't say Windblade. Slipstream does have that. So it's like, why would you use that? Why couldn't they just do an update on that chest? Because they've done that on other figures, even in this wave that's coming out. So it's like they couldn't have enough money to just change the chest and the head. I mean, it's ridiculous. But obviously there's the same jet mode you could see here, and it's just kind of sad that cockpit would not end up on the chest of Slipstream. I don't know. That's just kind of a cool look that all of the Seekers always have, and it just drives me nuts that they went away from that and just painted a little thing to kind of look similar to the cockpit, which is kind of sad. It just feels like a knockoff version of her. Now, in the past, in War for Cybertron, I hope they do this in the War for Cybertron toys that they're coming out with, because this version of Windblade is very cool. Now, they got to do a Voyager version of this, because this is cool, and it needs to have all the actual posability, because I know they've been kind of screwing up on some of that in the video game series or whatever toys. But anyway, this version of Windblade I thought was really, really cool looking. So we should get this, and I wish they would have done this in like literally the United line, but of course they're not going to do that. But this is one of my favorite designs for Windblade, or for Slipstream. I don't know why I'm mixing them up now. I guess they're interchangeable even in Word. But yeah, so this is one of my favorite designs, and this art is just beautiful to me, because she just looks so cool the way that they made her. I just love this, and I wish they could just do this type of a thing for like this one. And I mean, you can see the comparisons here. Every one of them has literally a cockpit on the chest. But no, the one in the middle, the new one, no, they couldn't do that. They couldn't afford to redo that chest to have a fake like cockpit on there even. They couldn't afford to do that. It's just ridiculous. And every one of them have null rays on their arms, and it kind of goes on their shoulders, it looks like on some of these. But yeah, so but this one here, of course, they didn't even put the null rays on in some of these pictures even. It's like they just don't even care. Like, it's like, yeah, this is Windblade knockoff part 2. And that's kind of what they're thinking. It's just like they're throwing it out there like no one cares about, Slipstream. So just, who cares? We'll just throw some pictures out. Yeah, this is cool. It's a nice paint job. And then it's like, on to the next one. When I feel like they're going to do a Voyager of this not too long from now, I just feel like that's coming. Like in the next year or so, they're going to do a Voyager version of this. And then this is going to be just kind of like garbage, because they're just going to be using this to milk to get money. But anyway, I don't want to talk about this forever. Tell me what you think about this stuff in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe. And thank you for watching.